It is the Riot on RadioU.
Welcome to our podcast. It's finally back to the normal length since we're done with our fall fundraiser. Thanks to everybody who stuck around and still hopefully enjoyed what we had to offer during our RadioU fall fundraiser.
Yeah, and so many of you guys that listen to the podcast let us know. Like you gave and said, hey, I'm a podcast listener, so high five.
I think it was probably the most we've ever seen in any fundraiser. So it was super nice to see the support come in because remember, our podcast is our morning show that we offer on RadioU. So we got to support RadioU in order to support the Riot, and then that supports this podcast.
Okay, the question I'm about to ask will make more sense to all of you after you listen to the podcast. When we were talking about the Nazi time machine waffle restaurant, like when I said that I wanted to have a German mascot and traditional German dress.
Hitler.
Yeah, it didn't occur to me until afterwards.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't know.
I was talking about, I got to look it up. Let's see.
Because you said the little thing, and I thought, I don't know what he's saying. I don't want to know.
I was talking about like what you see guys wearing during Oktoberfest.
No, and then you said in his uniform and his hat.
Like this.
It's like, you mean, the lederhosen sort of stuff? Okay, no, because it also works because you're like, his uniform. I'm like, you mean his uniform?
I wasn't talking
you mean like the Oktoberfest stuff, yes.
About the Nazi mascot. And now it's funny, like afterwards, I'm like, oh, I think Nikki thinks.
That's totally what I thought. I was like, I can't get behind this even for waffles. I just can't.
I think we're having a misunderstanding.
Yes, so you guys will understand more. And then you tell us, do you think it's a misunderstanding or do you also think that when he says it?
I mean, you can,
because it was even hard, too, because you go, the uniform with the hat.
I know. The hat. I think the hat makes it worse when you say the hat. But I'm like, but it's that, the German guy with the he's got the shorts and he's got the suspenders,
yes,
and the hat.
Okay, but that's not what we were talking about.
Listen, I want you to know that
And then you go, the little guy, like, wasn't Hitler short?
I get it now. Like, I get it. I totally get it.
So enjoy the podcast today. It's good to be back with a lot more that we can provide for you guys.
So you guys just,
buckle up and get ready.
I went ahead and pulled it out of, so it won't replay. It's in the podcast today, but it's not going to replay because the last thing I need is people to be like, do you see what he said?
Well, that's why I said I don't like the German part of it or like, the history part of that.
But see, I was talking about traditional German.
But see, we just had a miscommunication then.
German history is long, and a couple of guys show up for 15 years, and that's all we think about now, right?
Ruins it all.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Enjoy the podcast. Don't forget to join us, the RadioU Riot, on our Facebook page.
It's the Riot.
What's worse than finding grounds in your coffee? Finding grounds in your coffee while listening to the Riot. It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
Did we say thank you for giving last week? Thank you.
Thank you again. We'll say that a lot this morning.
Well, I think we need to because you know what? Us being here this morning is because of everything that you guys did last week during the fall fundraiser. Of course, I would be remiss in saying that if you didn't get a chance, you still have time at RadioU.com. You click on donate. But here's a little inside secret, something that you may not know, right? Because we're listener supported, you can actually donate to RadioU anytime you would like.
That's not just during the fall fundraiser.
Though I will say this, we have not yet done the shirt order. So if you feel like you missed out on a chance to get a shirt, you can still do that as well.
Got a couple of overflow days on that.
Yeah. So how was your weekend?
Oh, was it a weekend? It was so busy.
Was it really?
So busy. Was it? Terrible. I try to remain upbeat and have a positive attitude, but
time for some real talk.
That was really tricky this past 2 days. Very, very tricky.
Okay. Like, did you anything good?
No, not
Nothing
so
good
much.
At all?
Not so much. But I'm looking forward to a really good week, and then I have a busy next weekend. And then I go out of town the following week.
Well, that's good, though, right?
So
Aren't you looking forward to time off?
I am. So but I'm really looking forward.
No, you're not. You just told me. No, you're not. You just told me.
My voice.
I just saw it. You're like, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Sure,
I am. You ever heard the term where people are like, I just can't wait to get on the plane. Once I get on the plane, I'll sleep. Or if not, right after the vacation, things should slow down.
I can't wait till vacation's over. I can finally rest.
Then I can finally take a break. So I didn't have too much of a free weekend, but it was still good to be done with the fundraiser.
I'm not fooled. Not by any of it.
There's nothing to fool you with. It's true.
I feel like I see all the truths.
Really?
It's all on display. It's not wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong.
Did you have a good weekend?
I also there were challenges to face and things to do.
Obstacles and hurdles. Let's use the word hurdles.
I will say this. I was at Sunfest at MVNU on Saturday, and that was my whole day. And I was fine until 3 o'clock.
Oh, and
like
then it
3
hit
p.m. And I don't know what happened. I can tell you what was going on. There was somebody on the main stage. I don't remember who. And I was at the RadioU tent, and I was standing there. And all of a sudden, I was like, I just want to sit down for a minute. And I sat down, and I was like, oh, gosh.
When you do the fundraiser for so long, the only term I can use to explain what you feel like a couple of days after, as you're trying to get back on what your normal schedule was almost a jet lag.
It's kind of like jet lag.
Yes, it's really basically like jet lag. You're off on your schedule, and you try to get back in. You still don't sleep very well. So I bet you're just feeling mostly like that.
Oh, dude. And so then I drank. I want you to know that Saturday, I really think this is true.
If you just stop at saying I drank, you mean you drank coffee?
Well, I was going to get to that. I was going to say, I believe on Saturday, I drank more coffee in one day than I have ever drank in like a 12-hour period, because I found a place there called Java. I don't remember what. Java something. They were the only place.
It's usually like a central or a station or a hut.
I know. That's exactly
the follow-up name.
That's exactly what I was thinking, is that it was something like that. It's Java something.
Java something house.
They had a tent there, or not a tent. It was Java Hut. Oh,
told you.
If all they need to do is put a "the" in there, be Java the Hut, and they're done, right? So they're
printing money, printing coffee money.
Oh man! So they had like a trailer or whatever with all the food trucks. They were the only ones doing like specialty coffee, and I went up and they were doing just black coffee, Highland Cream is what it was called. It was delicious.
Delicious.
You get a 20-ounce cup of that for $2.
Oh no!
I had 3 of those.
Oh, boy. Really? Did you have a morning coffee?
Plus, I had coffee in the green room.
Yeah.
Because I got a chance to go backstage and hang with FF5 for a while and sat around drinking coffee with them.
Aww.
And then, yes, I had morning coffee as well.
Are you still, on all that coffee? Or
just to get an idea as to how tired I was, I then went home and went to bed.
Did you? Even though you had all that coffee, it didn't stop you.
Even with all that coffee, I was like, by the time it was time for Lecrae to go on stage,
I can go to bed now, guys.
There was a slight delay. Lecrae wasn't. I don't know what was going on. It must have been a tech thing. He was there. I could see him. He was getting ready and stuff. And I'm like, all right. And then they came over and they were like, all right, now I'm going to need you to fill a little bit. And I just thought, no, I can't.
You don't understand.
It
was just our fall fundraiser.
Look, let him just stand out on stage and people will just yell for him. That's all they want. He doesn't have to do anything. He can just stand there and they'll scream and everyone's going to be happy.
Everyone will be polite and wait. They don't want me.
You've got to hand it to Obadiah and Nikki. Anyone can eat junk food all day.
Where's my food?
But they've figured out a way to get paid for it. The Riot on Radio U.
So let's talk about the movies that Nikki and I didn't get to watch this weekend because we were so whatever we were doing. I was at Sunfest. Nikki was being exploited by her personal life, being forced to go do a bunch of things she didn't want to do instead of No,
I just had a lot of stuff to do. Yes.
We're going to do this movie thing. We haven't even talked about your phone.
Yeah, what about... that was not what was taking up my time.
No, it's what should have been taking up your time.
It did, and, I had enough time.
You should have spent your whole weekend staring at your phone.
And just not doing anything else.
Okay, pause.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that.
Okay.
We'll get back to that. But let's talk about the movies we didn't watch. Top 5 from the weekend. Number 5, Crazy Rich Asians. Mm-hmm. But you went to see that, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Was it good?
It was pretty good.
Was it crazy?
It was good. It wasn't why this is life-changing. It was also very cute and very funny.
The Predator at number 4.
Also very cute and very funny.
That could have been number 3 if I would have made it.
Oh, yeah, you would have been the difference.
I would have been the one that tipped the
Right.
scales. The Nun at number 3. I just can't even begin to be interested in that. Let's see. Number 2, A Simple Favor. I don't know what that is.
Boy, the list of the movies. They're not kidding when, September's the...
Okay, A Simple Favor is the one that has Anna Kendrick and
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively in it. And I have no idea really what it's about. Something. I don't know.
It's a mystery.
I watched the trailer, though. And my Google Assistant was like, we think you'd like this trailer. And I watched it, and I was like, well, all right. But I didn't go.
Sure.
And then number 1, the big one, Nikki. The House with a Clock in Its Walls.
So that's the one where I was like, why am I seeing Jack Black on, like, the circuit?
He's doing the talk show circuit.
Yeah, he's doing the talk shows and he's doing the interviews and stuff. I was like, what does he have out that is actually going to be worth him doing this? And then I saw, he had the number 1 movie, which I think I saw the trailer, but I don't recall what this is. It's not the Goosebumps things that he did, is it?
It looks almost exactly like that.
That and like a mix of Jumanji and that, and I just couldn't tell.
It's something where like, hey, the house is haunted / magical /
Was there a board game with it?
No, there's no board game.
Okay.
I don't.
A scary book?
I think it's based on a book,
Is
actually.
it?
Yeah, because everything is. And so it must be. But yeah, I don't know. But it was far and away the top movie over the weekend.
Well, that's good. Go Jack Black, yay.
Sure.
All right.
Sure, right. The Meg was still out there. Nikki was at number 9. And Peppermint was at number 7.
Holding tight.
I do love peppermint mochas. That sounds delicious.
Well, maybe that's why you were interested in the movie, actually, deep down.
It could absolutely be.
Could have been. So that was your the top movies over the weekend.
Yeah. So you guys.
What do you think is the next big one that's supposed to come out? I just don't feel like I'm up on the fall movies.
Well, you know what, Nikki? Hold
we
on.
can
Let's
fix
just
that. I know
fall
we can
movie
fix that.
Releases.
But I don't feel like there's no like superhero one, or there's just nothing that everybody's talking about.
Tell you what, Nikki, I've got a list here. They listed A Simple Favor and The Predator.
I feel like they were paid to do that, but it's fine.
I don't disagree with you. Let's see. Okay. Here's your next superhero-ish one. Venom comes out in 2 weeks.
Which one's Venom?
Venom's the one with Tom Hardy in it, and it's really in the Spider-Man like universe. And I
haven't seen a lot of stuff on that.
I am not a Venom fan per se. So A Star Is Born. That's the one that's got Lady Gaga in it.
Oh, the singing one.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
That's what they want.
Did I not describe it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff said Aquaman. When's Aquaman out?
That's like Christmas. First Man. That's the one that's about landing on the moon, but they don't plant the flag. So let's argue about it.
It's fine. Nothing's going to be on there.
No. Mowgli. It's that other live-action Jungle Book movie.
Oh, okay.
The Halloween sequel reboot.
That actually looks interesting.
You know what? Oh, is this the next girl in the dragon tattoo? The girl in the spider's room?
Yeah, that's another one. But it's a different girl who's playing it.
Creed 2.
No, never saw the first one. It's fine. Just close the list. It's fine.
Bumblebee.
No.
New Transformers movie.
Close.
Bumblebee and Aquaman come out on the same day. That is terrible scheduling.
Are they hoping you just stay for both movies?
That is stupid, guys. You guys need to move one of those up.
It's fine.
It's the same crowd, guys.
Leftovers from the most disgusting meal you've ever had. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Nikki?
Yes?
You got your phone on Friday.
I did on the last day of the fall fundraiser and on your birthday.
I don't feel like I heard anything on social media about it.
Well, I posted later that night.
Did you? I must have missed it.
I didn't want to do too much because, again,
you don't want somebody to kill you and take your phone?
No, we had such a long day, so
sure.
I was just pretty tired by the end of the day.
So?
It's here.
Come on, spill the beans.
Here it is. Can I tell you, the screen is so pretty.
Yeah.
It's just so nice. But it's not as big as I felt like it was going to be going into it.
Mm-hmm.
I got the SX Max.
Oh, yeah, you did.
But I'm coming from...
Max and Maxine over there.
I was coming from, I think it was a 7 Plus, and
which was like a
comparative.
it's basically the screen area is about 1 inch bigger, I think, or something close to that.
But the body is pretty close to being the same.
Which is good.
Yeah, it is. So the body of the phone is just a tiniest bit bigger, but not much, but the actual screen size. So that's been a nice upgrade from what I had currently.
Now, I know you're not going to want to hear this, but like I will say, if you did not tell me that you had a new phone,
you would not know unless you were looking again at the screen and you could tell, oh, it's using the whole space.
Right.
Basically,
but just the only thing I really ever see is the back of Nikki's phone in front of her face.
Well, I'm in front of you.
And so from here, the back of your phone seems mostly the same. And it doesn't seem like a lot bigger or anything.
I was kind of bummed because, again, I didn't have the last iteration of phones. So
the 7S?
I never had the one to where I could just place it on a charger. So I'm kind of sad. I don't think I'll put a pop socket on it.
Oh, yeah, because
it can interfere with the charge, just like depending on which case you put on can interfere with how fast of your charge is.
So you got wireless charging mats.
I did.
Which, by the way, the mats have wires, so wireless charging is a little...
And sometimes I panic during the night because I'm like, oh, did I set it on enough? It's got like a sweet spot with it, but it lights up around the base so you can tell when it's actually charging. So that I've been actually one of the most excited things with it.
Really?
You just place it down and then there it goes. And the battery life is way better on this thing.
Oh, I'm sure.
Way better.
It's brand new.
And the face stuff is good too.
What's that?
With opening your apps, it just, uses your face recognition. Mm-hmm. So that's been good. Okay. Instead of the thumbprint with the login that way. So my apps that use the thumbprint now just use the face one.
Okay, cool. So like there no more passwords. Mm-mm. Well, that's great because that way when you have to put the passwords in,
you just
now
use
you
your
won't know what
thumb, so it's different. Again, you would have had this if you had the last one, but there's no home button, so it's just weird.
How do you feel about the absence of a home button?
I think that's been the most getting used to, and I was actually thinking about my poor mom because my mom's like, oh, she needs to upgrade soon. I'm like, she's not going to do well with that. It's just more swiping and different ways to swipe, but I don't mind it now. I'm fine with it.
Maybe your mom would be a good candidate for the other one.
Yeah. Well, no, none of them have home buttons anymore. I don't think.
Okay.
No. I don't think that's not just for this one.
Well, it's not as nice, but the Moto...
Yours has the home button?
No. The Moto 6G also does not. Now, it has a software home button.
Sure.
But it will disappear, and you have to swipe up a little bit to get the home circle.
Gotcha.
To appear.
So you can still see a circle, but it's not an actual button.
Yes, that's correct.
So for the SX Max, I could have even had it a little bigger, just a little bigger, size-wise of the actual physical device, but screen-wise, because, again, what I was coming from, it's a big improvement. Everything looked real nice.
Do you feel like it's been worth it?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad I waited. I'm glad I didn't get a phone last year. I'm glad I waited for this one.
Okay. And I mean, I can feel your screen thing because I know what this sounds like. And you know what? I don't care.
Just let us say it.
I've got a 70-inch TV, and I'd be happy to go 80.
Yeah. It's like, I can handle a little bit more. This is not too much.
Like, no, it's too big. Nope, that's where you're wrong, because if you're telling me it's too big, I just see someone that lacks imagination.
Well, people kept sending me article after article over the weekend of like, oh, you're a girl. Is the Max too much for you? And just to be kind of silly about it. But no, I could actually stand for the Max to be a little bit bigger.
I'm going to need you to smack me because this eye roll got stuck.
What people are saying with it.
Shake it loose for me.
Well, still, I'm happy I got it, and I was just very excited to have it over the weekend.
So Max and Maxine, they're here. Nikki to the max, guys.
We could have named it something else, though. We could have, honestly.
I want to come over and see it.
Think Obadiah owns too many video games?
Get us out of here! Roger that.
Well, maybe you'll think differently when... Okay, you're right. There's no conceivable scenario where anyone needs that many. The Riot on RadioU.
So the best part about the fall fundraiser being over is that Nikki and I do not have to come back this afternoon.
Yes! Woo! We won't know what to do with ourselves.
Power to the people.
That's the best part.
Yes.
It's the weirdest thing to get used to, but it is the nicest part.
Well, when we do the fundraiser, it lasts just long enough for it to feel like this is going to be our life forever. and then it changes again.
Your body has already adjusted to this afternoon schedule. And although we really like hanging out with you guys more, it's just it's a different time of day for us.
So that's the best part.
Yeah.
Okay. The worst part is, where's my breakfast?
There's no breakfast. There's no snacks. Well, there's leftover stuff, but that'll only last for like a day.
I'll tell you what I found in the fridge that I'm super interested in is, did you see the
little apple cups? It's an apple cobbler.
Yeah.
It's like you could have a breakfast
where did that
dessert.
come from?
I don't know.
Where did that come from?
And don't forget, sometimes it's not what's in that fridge. It's
it's the other fridge?
What's in the back fridge.
Should I go like on a scouting mission?
Probably,
see what's back there?
And see what else we still have. So.
Well, I can tell you right now that I had one of the little apple cobbler.
It's an app of apples.
It's an appers.
You had a cobbler?
I did. And you know what? It was good.
So you had a breakfast cobbler?
It was good. I mean, it was just, like a little bit. There wasn't a lot to it.
No, those are just a little thing I think that we forgot someone gave us yesterday or last week.
I don't know where they came from, but I can tell you right now that I appreciated them.
Mm-hmm.
They was good.
So that is the negative, especially when it comes to the fall fundraiser being over. We have tons of people that are always in here, and there's food everywhere. And now it's like, oh, okay, well, it's back to the riot time.
Oh, yes. Back to the riot. There's nobody here. Just Nikki and I.
Which is good because, it is nice when it's quieter, but, we still need to be fully funded.
We do.
So that's not done yet.
We do. Hey, up in a few minutes, I want to talk about Forza Horizon 4. And then we also need to talk about this week, Nikki, it's premiere week on TV.
Oh, the new shows?
So I've got a list of shows that will be happening this week that we're not going to watch, but we'll talk about them.
I want to know when they'll be on so I know when to not watch.
There you go.
So we want to make sure we are prepared and planned and ready to go.
I got you covered.
Thank you. Maybe something will sound interesting.
Don't you worry, Nikki.
You're hearing it for the first time, and it sounds terrible.
It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
So, Nikki, over the weekend, I finally got a chance to play the Forza Horizon 4 demo.
So when does it actually come out?
Well, this is where it gets a little tricky because
Are they changing it?
If you want to buy the $100 version of Forza Horizon 4, you can have it this Friday.
But that's the one where you're almost buying advanced.
Well, because what you do
is with it?
Forza Horizon 4 is Ultimate Edition, which is the $100 one. That you get it a few days early. You get all the DLC. So, like, they're doing 2 expansion packs for it. So you're basically paying for those in advance. You get their VIP thing, which is basically a coin doubler, so that you get more money out of each race.
Oh, I gotcha.
And then I'm trying to think. There's like a couple of other things. You get a subscription to their car pass, which you get 2 new cars every week for 10 months.
Well, it sounds great if this was real life.
God.
You get the new car, you get 2 a week.
And they double your money.
Yeah, you get the coin thing.
So there's that. And then they have the the standard edition, which is $60, and is it deluxe edition? I think might be the in-between one. And both of those come out next Tuesday on October 2nd.
So you either spend more, get a lot of the content ahead of time on Friday, or you wait until Tuesday.
I got to tell you what.
Uh-oh.
You know how somebody bought something that was a lot, but they really like it, and they're not sorry they spent the money?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I played the Forza Horizon 4 demo yesterday. First off, the demo goes on and on and on. I thought I would play through the whole demo. I want to say I played for 2 hours yesterday afternoon.
It's longer than that?
It's so long.
Normally they just give you a taste of it, but that's all you get.
Well, I think there might be, and again, I'm speculating, because I finally got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm out of time. I can't play anymore right now. But they just kept unveiling race after race after race as I was playing, and I was like, man, I cannot believe how many races they have included in the demo here. And so I raced.
You're like, what's in the real game?
I would say I went through at least 8 or 10 events, and there were a couple of new ones in there, including like this movie studio mode or something like that, which I thought was a great idea.
So you love Forza.
Oh,
you have. That's been a favorite of yours for quite some time.
I'm not a huge fan of the standard Forza games, but the Forza Horizon games, like Forza Horizon 3, I have played that more than any other game that I own.
You still play it?
Yes, I still play it. In fact, I went back last night when I got done doing whatever, and I had some extra time and ran a couple races in Forza 3.
So does that make you want to get the 100? Yes. Okay. Yes is the answer.
It does.
So you want the full thing?
Yes, it does.
You want the whole car?
That's exactly right. There's part of me that's just like, listen, I don't want there to be any little part of this that I don't have. I want all of it, the entire thing, and I want it all right now.
So are you going to get it?
I haven't decided. I do have, my birthday was last week, so I do have some birthday money. A lot of which I just went ahead and put, and by a lot, it's not like I got that much, but, I put it in my Black Friday envelope. And so I could wait until Black Friday.
You could.
I could.
But doesn't October seem like a nice time to
just be driving?
Yeah. And we don't mean like out for a drive, like in real life,
like
but we mean in the game.
Yeah. So, and the other thing is, if you buy it digitally, it does the Xbox Anywhere thing, so I can play it on my PC or my Xbox.
I think you know your answer then.
Okay, here's the other thing, too. This is something a lot of people won't talk about, and I know that not everybody has this, and so I apologize for sounding so entitled and wonderful and whatever. But, I recently installed height speakers for Dolby Atmos. Mm-hmm. It supports it. And so I was driving in the demo yesterday, and these big, jets flew overhead, and
you could hear them overhead.
It just hit the height speakers, and I was like, whoa!
You're so funny with this.
I was so excited. Oh.
You're just so happy.
Oh, man. Andrew, that hurts.
Oh, he texted in.
Andrew texted and said, are you getting the undercoating with that, Obi? Oh. Boy, you know how to cut right through it, don't you?
Can't we just let Obi be excited about it? It's been a while since he's been excited about a game. It's been a week or two.
At least a week.
Nikki and Obadiah. Obadiah and Nikki.
Love, hate, hate, love.
All right, everyone in, let's go.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
I do have here what they call, according to the Hollywood Reporter, they say this is premiere week. They say, it's not as big of a deal as it was, say, 30 years ago when, I guess, no internet and cable and streaming services.
This was the only source of entertainment.
This is still the week where you're going to see a bunch of new shows that are going to be hitting. So I've got a list here of, let's just call it the new stuff.
Yeah, your buzzer, you got your ding, 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 ding.
Do you feel like we need that?
Well, in case anything sounds really good or sounds really stupid.
Okay, Nikki, I'm going to need your help in judging.
Okay.
Though. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, Monday. The all-new Magnum PI.
So tonight? Yep. So wait, is that new, or is this another season?
No. This is new.
New?
Yeah.
I haven't even seen a trailer or anything.
Not really?
No, I don't think so.
Here's what I think.
Oh, you're just calling it as that is?
I'm not interested in it. Manifest, I don't even know what that is. That's on NBC. So Magnum PI is on CBS at 9. Manifest is on NBC at 10.
Okay.
Tuesday night, FBI on CBS.
Oh, there's the acronym.
You know that you've seen it before, right? That FBI on CBS, it's going to be like every other acronym show that they have.
Well, that's all they know what to do.
But I guess they don't have to.
But some people like that stuff.
They are, and I quote, America's most watched network.
Sure.
That's what they say. And then New Amsterdam on NBC tomorrow night at 10 o'clock.
Dude, Facebook's been like, I think you're going to like this. And they've been showing me that ad every time I scroll down.
What is it?
It's a medical drama. I think it is.
Sure.
I'm pretty confident it is.
All right. Wednesday night, Single Parents on ABC. I've seen a ton of ads for that during football.
Oh, really?
So that's a sitcom that starts Wednesday night at 9:30, and also A Million Little Things. That's an AB show that doesn't look even remotely like something I would want to watch.
Just giving it that already.
Thursday night, Murphy Brown returns to CBS.
Well, I haven't paid attention to any of this.
Yeah, so that's 9:30 on Thursday nights. Friday night, The Cool Kids is brand new on Fox. That's at 8:30. And then Sunday, God Friended Me on CBS. Is that I don't know what that is. And then Ray, or is it Rel? I can't tell, on Fox, 9:30. But that is if the NFL is done on time.
Gotcha. Then they'll show.
Premiere, yeah. So, and then you've got a bunch of, there's other things out there, a lot of stuff returns this week for new seasons. So, Big Bang Theory, Young Sheldon, that's back and it's new. The Gifted is on Fox again. So, a lot of people getting their second season or third season. Who the heck did they get to play the guy in Lethal Weapon? That's back this week.
Oh, it's the one guy. Is it Sean Williams or the one guy?
That's right. Yeah. Sean William Scott. Mm-hmm. So we'll see if he's any good.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what I tell the guy at Costco who tries to get me to stop by to sell me DirecTV in the TV department. Every time I walk by and he wants to let me know about the good deals that Costco's offering. I just don't seem to be watching TV. I don't watch any of that.
And you know what he would say?
But I'm watching a ton of stuff. I just don't watch broadcast TV.
He would say, you know what? You like to watch stuff on your phone, right? Well, with our new DirecTV Now app, all of the stuff you used to watch on TV is on your phone now.
Well, it's not even that. I watch everything on my phone anyways, but I don't know if I would go towards network broadcasting stuff. So
okay.
Nothing jumped out as something I would like to watch this week, but who knows?
I know why nothing jumped out because I haven't mentioned this yet.
Which is this one?
This Friday on Amazon Prime, a contemporary and somewhat shortened version of Shakespeare's King Lear
comes out. Mm-hmm. Oh, that'll get me.
Obviously, what you were looking for.
That's it. It's already in my queue, ready to go.
Good for you, Nikki. Good for you.
Just something a little lighthearted to go into the weekend.
Well, yeah, you know how you're always reading Shakespeare all the time.
Like that or a medical drama. What do I want to watch?
Which one do you want? We didn't mention one thing I want to watch.
You don't even want
one thing.
Not even the Magnum PI or the FBI or the BBI. I don't know any others.
No, I don't know. Like, it's not my scene. But you know what? If you're looking forward to any of that, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a wonderful week.
Because it will still bring in a lot of numbers, so people are.
Yeah, someone is watching this stuff. It's just not us.
Your morning, but without yelling, laughing, or music.
Don't deprive me of that.
We wouldn't dream of it. It's The Riot on Radio U.
Fit for a King, The Price of Agony. I'm telling you, Nikki, if you listen closely, when he's saying, like, holding on, I hear, Wanger Nom.
What do you hear
Wanger Nom.
Number Wang.
Wanger Nom. It's an old skit.
Don't bother telling people about it because
you don't think it's even worth it. Nobody cares.
No one even appreciates it the way we do. It's just a thing.
It's an inside joke, but I'm trying to bring you guys in on it.
But
it's about Number Wang.
It has to be organic, and it's not going to happen.
You don't feel like Fit for a King, Wanger Nom. That's not organic.
Mitchell and Webb is this sketch comedy show. I don't even know.
The UK.
I don't think it's on Netflix anymore.
It's not.
But there's
is it?
I can't tell. There's a couple of sketches in it
and Webb
that are our favorites. There's the snooker guys, the commentary guys, and snooker is pool, but over there. And we love that one. That's where we get our line. You could put a goldfish in there and it wouldn't even die because there's not enough beer in the glass to kill the fish. It's like water. And it just, for some reason, we connect with a couple of the sketches. And there's this one called Number Wang and Word Wang, where for like Number Wang, they're like, see, I can't even. They're like 10, 58, 1.2.
It doesn't
it's a game show.
Make any sense.
So they're making fun of game shows with it.
Yes, and it is the most brilliant deconstruction of television game shows you'll ever see in your life.
But again, you're probably not going to laugh at it. So
probably not.
You're going to like the new fall lineup, and we're going to like this old sketch comedy thing. It's silly.
Nikki and I love old weird British stuff. Sue us, okay?
There's this one episode where the guy eats meat, but a vegetarian comes over. Or no, wait, the meat eater comes over.
The meat eater goes to the vegetarian's house.
And the guy's like, well, when you came over to my house, I made you a nice vegetable thing.
I had to make special plans to prepare a meal for you.
And then he's like, well, we don't have any meat in the house. And the guy's like, well, what's that? And
the cat walks by.
The cat walks by, and he's like, well, don't tell the wife. So, again, these are just simple sketches that we just like.
Dude, it's amazing. It is amazing. And so when we were like last Friday during the fundraiser, for us, the numbers begin to run together. It's like we hear a lot of numbers. Michael is saying a lot of numbers.
Even All-Fairy's saying us a lot of numbers.
Like Michael gets to the point where, guys, he's fundraising at Nikki and I in the studio. Nikki and I will be sitting here and he's like, now I just need blah, blah, blah.
I have to show you how important it is. How very important it is that we raise the money.
And it's like, Michael, hey. It's us.
So the more numbers
we already gave.
We hear, then in our minds we're like 28, 10, 2.8. We're at number wang.
So at some point, Nikki and I have to pull out the number wang sketch, which Wangernom.
Wangernom.
That's
and then
a
they
Wangernom.
rotate the board.
But
the board, new players rotate around, and they just keep going around, and then it comes back to the original.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
It's Mitchell and Webb. It's not. It's fine.
Listen,
you don't have to like it, guys.
Here's what I'm going to do. I know I can find Number Wang on YouTube. I am going to put it on the Riot page on Facebook, RadioU Riot, and you just go ahead, and if you want to know an inside Riot joke, like if you want to know when we're not on the air and we're just talking to each other.
What are you guys doing?
This is the kind of stuff that we're talking about.
So every so often we'll just say to each other, word wang, or, that's...
Yeah, there it is. And you'll either love it or hate it.
You don't have to love it.
You don't
have to.
You remember that time you started your morning with a gas station breakfast sandwich and immediately regretted it? Yeah, it's like that. The Riot. Radio U.
So how badly would you like a season pass to your favorite amusement park? Like, would you compete for it?
If I live near Disney, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
Dude, I've got some friends that live near Kings Island in Southern Ohio, and he told me they buy season passes and a food pass.
Yeah.
And they're like, when you do the math on it, it actually isn't very expensive. And he's like, yeah, we go eat there like 3 or 4 times a week. Like, just drive over, go into the park, and use their food pass to eat dinner. And he's like, all summer long, he does that. He says it's a super cheap way to eat.
I think it's...
Which is funny because you're like, going for roller coasters?
Like, where?
No, I'm just going for food.
Just to go eat there. But, yeah, like if you went and you liked, you just go ride a ride or go eat there and just go every so often. Whereas when you don't live near a theme park, you must save up forever. When you get there, you must spend as long as possible bringing your own food because you just can't afford it. And it's just not as cost effective. But, yes, if I lived there, then totally.
I wonder if they let you run. I'm way off topic now. I'm way off
Run
topic.
before the park or
But
something?
do you think if you got a season pass, like, what if you went to, like, Kings Island or Kings Dominion or Cedar Point or wherever the heck you live? Well, could you just go in there and you're like, yeah, I'm just here for my daily run, and you just ran around the park?
Probably.
I mean, I've never seen anyone running.
But like again, when we're going, you've spent all your money and you're just like, please let me on the ride. You're just waiting in line. You just don't see anybody.
Man,
I'm sure they have like a running walking time.
I'm going to think about this. And you know what? In a couple of minutes, I'll tell you about the Six Flags thing.
Need a moment.
I've spent so much time talking about the idea of me going running in my theme park, which, dude, seriously, though, that would be I would pay for that.
I bet they only let it at certain times if they do, just for safety.
Yeah, sure.
Because then that way you're not running into somebody else.
That would be awesome, though. You could run around the park, and then if you get that food pass, you just go ahead and grab yourself, like, go for a run, and then get like an elephant
ear. Get on a
ear.
ride, throw up, run, eat, get on a ride, throw up.
Sounds habit forming.
Oh, it just seems like a wonderful day at the amusement park.
Man, that would be so weird and so cool. Yeah, I've never lived close to a theme park, so...
Not close enough to do that.
I don't know about anything. I live in Nowheresville.
That feeling when you hear that every school in the state is closed, but yours? Now you know how we feel. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Let's jump right into it so I don't screw it up.
No sidetracking.
Six Flags in St. Louis has a promotion happening. Here's the deal. 6 people will be allowed to take the Fright Night Challenge on October 13th.
So basically, you can go into the park, and just like other parks, they do their scary stuff during Halloween. That's pretty common.
Uh-huh. And what?
Was that a yawn?
I thought I was done yawning when I started talking, but I wasn't.
So this is kind of like that next level where, yes, you can still go at night, but do you want to spend the night in the park?
So here's the deal. 6 people are going to be able to spend, well, you've got to spend 30 hours in a coffin.
No, you spend, I think, 30 hours in the park, but then it's 6 to 8 hours in the coffin?
No. It's 30 hours in the coffin, and you get 6 minutes every hour to get out and go to the bathroom.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess they feed you during it, too. Like, they'll come bring you food in the area.
Oh, see,
but
what
you can also camp out.
No. I think what may have confused you is that it's from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., but that's 1 p.m. until 7 p.m. the following day.
Ah, gotcha.
So it's not 6 hours. It's 30 hours that you've got to spend in the coffin.
So this is your chance to win a prize. Anybody want to guess? Well, what would this prize be if you spent 30 hours in the Six Flags coffin at the park? Yes, I see your hand, Obi.
$30 million.
No,
because
a little lower.
It's $1 million for every hour that you're able to spend in the coffin if you spend all 30 hours in it.
You have a chance to win $300.
$300?
Whatever will I do? I mean,
with all
I spent that
now,
to get in.
Are you guys going to take that $300? Are you going to be reporting that on federal taxes? Because if that's winnings, it'll be taxed 40%.
So 6 competitors will take part, and you can leave the chamber, which is 6 by 6.
The chamber, okay. All
for
right.
6 minutes every hour. You can have your friend with you during the park's open hours.
Uh-huh.
And you can have your phone with you, and I think you can have your phone maybe the whole time.
Yes, you can.
So they'll try to scare you during the night, but if you do want food and stuff, they'll bring that to you.
Yeah, and they'll feed you while you're in the coffin.
That is your opportunity. If you're like, oh my gosh, I really want to do this as a competition, then that's October 13th, 1 p.m. until 7 p.m. the following day.
The thing I have not been able to figure out is how are they picking the people that are going to do it?
Oh, to be a part of the competition?
Yeah, so it's like you got to be over 18. You have to have a valid photo ID. You have to be able to prove that you don't have a pre-existing medical condition that may pose a risk to your well-being. You have to sign a waiver. Anyone who gets out of their coffin for any reason, with the exception of designated bathroom breaks, will be out of the contest. Ooh. So other than that, though, I still don't see how they're choosing which people, because there are only 6 competitors.
Yes, no, that's a good question. I'm trying to read through. You can also win some other random prizes, including, I think, a coffin. That might be something you might win.
Do I actually can I keep the coffin and they bury me in it? Because, estate planning is a big deal. So that way I'm like, just have it in the garage. Like, yeah, look, when I'm dead,
it's
I already
fine.
got the thing.
I already got one. No, you
Don't worry
also
about
get
that.
a pair of VIP haunted house passes. You could win 2 gold season passes for 2019.
A $56.99 value.
Which is
the gold season pass is their lowest level season pass.
That is? Because that
it's
says
the lowest one.
Unlimited access to 13 other parks and 2 more. So yeah, there's random stuff, but you have to spend the night there.
Yep. In the coffin. And
you cannot did you mention you cannot have the pre-existing medical condition?
I did mention that. And the other thing is they will be, during the night, they will be scaring you. Mm-hmm. But, will they really?
Someone's complaining, though, online. They're like, I need more than 6 minutes for the bathroom break every hour. They want more time for a break.
Yeah, I feel that.
So,
you
want
to get in there and just have some you time.
Quiet time. Something like that.
Get comfortable.
That's what Six Flags is doing.
You know what? I'm going to go to the bathroom right now. Just, I feel like by them telling me I have a time limit, I feel like I need to go in there and just, be there.
Like, I'm taking my 6 minutes every hour because I can.
If Nikki sounds a little bored this morning, it's because Obadiah is still talking.
Too much talking, too much talking.
It's the Riot on RadioU.
Talking.
Anybody got a job at Walmart? Go ahead, put your hand up. You have the blue smock. Are you greeting people? That's what I figure is going to end up happening to me.
Oh, you'll be a greeter?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you take your radio skills, but then you age out to a certain point, and they're like, well, you're a talker. Come in here and yell at people.
You seem to have a nice voice. We'll put you up at the front of the store.
We'll just put you right here, Captain Walmart greeter.
I'm afraid, though, if you're a greeter, then every so often if someone makes a run for it, like to steal things, you got to be the one to go after them, or you're like the first on the scene.
It's fine. I'll just yell at them.
That won't stop them.
It won't stop them, but other people will stop them when I'm yelling at them.
You'll tell them that it's going on.
It'll be totally fine. Don't worry. So Walmart just bought 17,000 Oculus Go headsets. That's a lot of headsets, right?
To sell, or?
No, they bought them for employees.
To do what?
To train them, Nikki.
Huh.
So here's what's going to happen is every large Walmart like the superstore kind of Walmarts, they're going to get 4 of them. The smaller neighborhood-sized Walmarts, like where Chris lives.
The ones where your local zoning and enforcement wouldn't allow for a superstore, even though they tried.
Not that we know any like that.
Well, I'm just telling you that's why that happened.
They'll get 2 of them.
Okay.
And so they will have access as an employee to 45 activity-based modules created by a VR software company that will teach you as a Walmart employee in 3 key areas. 1 is new technology. 2 is compliance. What's that?
Well,
I know what compliance is.
Like you have to.
And then 3
in.
soft skills like empathy and customer service.
Sure.
So they will use this 3D VR program to teach you those things. Yeah.
This feels like school. You know,
Welcome
when they were trying
to the future.
They were trying to teach you with a game. They're like, I still think I'm being teaching.
Yep.
Someone's teaching me.
I don't know though. Like considering aside from this one, my last job before this, we had to watch videos.
Well,
like,
I think
everybody come in for training and watch this video.
I think it'd be a nicer, more modern way to train. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea.
Don't say these words and don't touch people anywhere, even if they ask you to.
Feel like your training's over. You've got
and
it.
don't let them touch you. That's the end of your training for today.
This way you could use the headsets to go through what might seem like a more realistic training exercise.
That's right. So you're going to be, this feels great, Nikki. If you and I could hack these headsets, we could buy our own headsets and we could get trained as Walmart employees. Think
okay,
about
but you don't need to hack any of the headsets. You could just go and get trained as a Walmart employee.
You and I could learn all of the skills that would be necessary to be a Walmart employee, and then we could apply those here at Radio U. And that level of industrial espionage could be what this show is missing to take it to the next level. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Come on.
I didn't think about that, but I guess.
Haven't you ever thought to yourself, if we had a little more empathy, maybe things would be better?
No, I think I have a lot of empathy, and I make a great greeter, so I don't know.
That's the problem. You think you have a lot of empathy,
but I just don't
you
know.
haven't been properly trained.
No, I think we're fine.
What about compliance?
I think I'm in compliance.
Yeah, well, I mean, have you looked at your shirt today?
I don't know about compliance?
I don't know if that feels like compliance.
It's fine.
You're not allowed to say those words out loud, so you shouldn't be able to wear them on a shirt.
Hawaii? Is that what's on my shirt? Is that the word?
You know what? Let's just wrap this up before you say something you regret.
I shouldn't say, okay.
Let's just go ahead and wrap it up.
All right, well, if you were interested in getting a job or you think, oh, you're training, you go, this is going to show initiative on your part, like you care about the company. You go in for your training, be like, oh, I've heard we would be training on these headsets. Has that been implemented yet at this location? And that shows your management material.
Dude, you should totally steal the software so we can use it.
Well, that shows not management material, and we're not going to suggest that.
That shows upper level management material.
You're a hacker.
Turn it up loud enough and your neighbors will call the cops. Because it's obviously a cry for help. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Nikki, what is something that we talk about in this studio a lot?
Yeah.
In a joking way.
In a joking way?
But there's a lot of truth to it.
I feel like I need a clue,
I'll give you a hint. It starts with T and ends with 1.
What? Oh, Terminator?
It starts with T and ends with 1.
Terminator 1.
It's tone.
Tone, yes, you're right. Tone is very important. I can sometimes be sad when I feel like someone is talking to me in a negative tone.
Like in a bad tone?
Yeah, and then I'll check with the person, and I don't think they understand all the time that they're not doing it on purpose,
right.
But their tone to me, I take it as that.
Man, I had an opportunity this weekend to run into a friend of mine who I follow on social media, and they strike me as like the nastiest, roughest, just whatever. Like their social media posts, I just feel like their tone is so intense.
Aggressive.
Yeah, and all this kind of stuff. And they weren't even as I remember them. They were quiet. They were kind of introspective. They were calm. We actually talked about some of the things that they talk about on social media, and their tone was so different
than what it was online.
What I read online. But the thing is, no, see, the words were even the same, but their tone completely different.
Well, it's very hard to get a tone from online.
I know
it's just almost impossible.
But that's the thing that I actually spent a lot of time thinking about yesterday, and weirdly enough, this morning as I was getting ready, I just thought, man, that person, I read their messages in like this crazy tone.
Mm-hmm.
Like I imagine them almost like at a fever pitch yelling. And instead, we had this very calm conversation. And I thought, you know what? If I could actually hear your voice telling me what you're saying online, it would be totally different.
Well, then
like
the tweets
I would
from
take
then
it so
on would
differently.
you'd actually hear what they're really sounding like.
What they're really trying to say versus how I'm reading it, which is like, man, they crazy. They are crazy. Good Lord. Like, work that out. What's the matter with you? And instead, it was just like, no, you know what? I even find your ideas a little more palatable.
It went in that different tone.
Just because we're here face to face and your tone's not so bad. So, listen, I'm just saying something that Nikki and I have said a million times. Tone. It matters.
It does.
It matters.
But on social media, though, I don't know if there's necessarily a fix for that.
I'm not saying I have an answer for your tone problem.
I just think maybe cut some people some slack if you're on the one side and you think that the person's, really mean and nasty.
Sure.
Maybe you're reading it wrong. And if you're on the other side, maybe be a little bit more aware if you think, oh, could this be taken as mean and nasty, and give a little extra. I feel like add a little smiley or a little something.
Some emoticons.
Yeah, a little emoji here or there. Yeah, it helps buffer it, that sort of thing.
You might be onto something, Nikki, because,
So,
again,
just
I'm
be
telling
aware.
you, like, your tone, there's a lot to tone. There's a lot there. And I saw it again this weekend. It's real.
If you were offended or disgusted by anything Obadiah said this morning,
If you weren't so dumb, I might be offended.
you must be new. You'll get used to it. The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, what are you doing?
What am I doing today? I'm kind of excited, but then also kind of like nervous about
What
it.
are you doing? What are you doing? Tell them what you're doing.
I'm trying cupping today for the first time.
And if you're, to me, whenever someone says they're cupping, I feel like it's some
It's a drinking
version.
thing, or?
Nope. I feel like it's like spooning. Like you're telling me that you and Eric are gonna go.
Oh, go.
It's like we're going to. It's a couples therapy thing. Like we're gonna go cupping.
No.
It's where we both have to sit and we both hold the same cup and we look into each other's eyes.
And you put in pieces of paper with your feelings into the cup.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's an ancient form of
Wait,
therapy.
please say ancient Chinese secret. Go
It's
ahead, because you
not.
were that close.
No, it's ancient. But basically...
There's a lot of things that are ancient, but okay.
Yeah, but it's something different. So basically, you might have seen like the circles people have on their backs sometimes. So basically, they take usually a glass cup, and then they light something underneath it, and then they place it on your skin, and it sucks it up with the vacuum seal.
Uh-huh.
And that is supposed to increase the circulation in certain areas of your body, around your back and shoulders and stuff, to then help with pain and pain management.
Okay.
So I'm going to try that today.
And then you're going to have all the little circles everywhere?
I guess. I think that's what happens.
That's what's going to happen.
I know, it'd be weird. But
gonna
I'm
have all the
excited to
little-
try. I do acupuncture.
Don't you think it's going to hurt?
Well, I think that's the point. It hurts already, so this trying to help with the pain. So then you're using pain to fight pain, and then maybe it won't hurt. Does that make sense? If your back hurts already, then it might be a little painful at first to do the circulation thing, but then hopefully it alleviates the pain.
My eyes crossed like
I
a
know,
little.
just a little bit, right?
Okay. So, but do you think like I don't know.
I'm fine with a little pain. It won't bother me too much.
Okay. All right. Now I'm going to ask a personal question.
Yes.
What's cupping set you back?
I don't know yet. I
don't
don't
know what
know.
it
I don't know.
You pay afterwards?
You pay afterwards.
Actually, no. What they do is they go put all these cups on you, and then you pay for them to take them off.
But yeah, that's when you're like, here's my credit card. I'm so sorry. Take them off me.
Don't-
Now,
okay.
but like acupuncture is like $60 for
Okay.
a half hour.
Okay.
And I usually try to do some sort of therapy a couple of times a month.
Have you thought about maybe just having Eric do this, but with like a vacuum cleaner?
Well, we'll see.
Like,
I got to learn
just
how to
have
do
him-
it. I got to have him come
you
with
just
me.
lay down and he takes a handheld vacuum cleaner
Lights
and he
it.
just puts it on your skin, like, and he just just holds it for 30 seconds, holds
I
it for
don't know
30
if
seconds, holds it for 30
I
seconds.
don't know if my vacuum cleaner has that suction power that I'm looking for, but
I mean, if you really think about it, like if we're just talking about pulling, sucking blood to the skin.
Yeah.
It seems reasonable.
I guess I want to try a professional to do it first.
Okay.
And then I can see if I can have any at-home versions of it. But it's supposed to release the toxins and, just get the circulation going.
I feel like we could do this right here in the studio.
I don't want to try it. I don't want to try it
What's that vacuum you have? It's supposed to be strong enough to suck up a bowling ball.
Bowling ball. We have a couple, but
You know what? Okay, so we don't even really need the handheld things. You just lay down, okay? And I mean, it's a little awkward, but on your front, I want you to pull your shirt up, and I'm just going to vacuum your back for like half an hour, and that'll be $60.
Listen, when you're in pain, you're desperate, right? You're just desperate.
I'll vacuum your back.
And I appreciate you being willing to do that, but I don't think it's just vacuuming. You got to have the suction of the cup for cupping.
The vacuum is going to provide the suction.
I don't think it's enough of a suction. I don't think it's enough. So I'll tell you how it is tomorrow.
I want you to get a PSI measurement on the suction because I think that you and I can recreate this, and I can,
I'm just gonna try it.
For a fraction of the cost, can reproduce for you many of the benefits.
No. But sometimes I do feel like I'm like a BuzzFeed list of like, oh, have you tried acupuncture or cupping or all this silly stuff, and now this is it.
There's actually a word for it.
What is it?
Basic.
I am.
You're gonna take your brand new iPhone over and get cupping done. Pick up your flat white on the way out as you put your scarf there to make sure no one can see the circles.
And see, I don't do all that stuff, but apparently on some side of it, I am pretty basic. So,
you know what? Just embrace your basic self.
I'm going to have a good time. I'm excited. So I'm going to try cupping today, and we'll see what happens with it.
I'm already nervous about it.
Well, you don't like some of that stuff, so.
Some of what stuff? Ancient secrets?
No, the basic stuff.
Yeah.
I just said.
Nothing I mentioned. I don't even want a flat white. Just give me black coffee, okay?
You're just on the other side.
The Riot. Turn it down.
And rip the knob off.
RadioU.
This is the best. This article is the best. It's in the Daily Star, which I just want you to know is not exactly what you would call the most reputable online source.
Sure. It's not a premier source of news.
Right. But as I'm reading about it, this article, I'm sure it's real. Did you know that Hitler had a time machine?
No, I did not know this.
And here's what's so
and this
great.
Is from the article? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's what's so awesome about it. Hitler's time machine was called the Wunderwaffe, which I just want you to know right there, you are just letters away from Wunderwaffle.
The waffle?
The Wonder Waffle.
Yes.
And I'll just tell you that while it is true that Nikki and I do not have a time machine and we do not have a secret group of people that are putting together, weapons for us to use, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, right? We don't have anything like that. Nikki and I aren't bent on world domination.
No.
We would never do that.
So, is this article like saying they were trying to make one back then? Or is this article, is this a conspiracy like
a Wunderwaffe?
Oh, I don't know. I can't tell from the article.
Man, I'm pretty sure Wunderwaffes. That's
big. It sounds real, doesn't it?
They're big. They're going to be big at the fair next year. I can tell you that right now because I have been inspired to create the Wunderwaffe.
I'm not getting into the time machine.
It's a waffle that you can put anything you want on it.
Okay.
And when you're done, you'll say Wunder. Right?
Right.
I can see already we're going to have a little guy, those traditional German outfits that they wear with the hats, and he's going to be like our little guy, and there's going to be a statue of him with a big, bubble coming out of his mouth that says Wunder.
Okay. I'm probably not going to, but
what?
Unless you want to do the waffle thing.
No, we're totally doing that.
Do the waffle thing. Okay.
Because I'm just excited. I'm more excited about the waffle thing than I am the Nazi time machine. But yeah, they say they smuggled it out to South America, and that's where it is right now. So it's still there. It was a 9 foot tall, 15 foot wide beehive shape. And it would buzz when it was activated.
Gosh, weird.
So
just weird.
Yeah, I'm sure it's real. Wunderwaffe, Niffy. Wunderwaffe, Niffy.
That's great. You're doing great.
Yeah. I want you to know right now, I want us to have Wunderwaffles.
The waffle part?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't want to have a a waffle so closely associated with that.
What,
I
with
want
the time machine?
Yeah, and the Nazi stuff. I want a waffle
Nikki,
to be a waffle. So we have to come up with a different name for it.
If you had a time machine, where would you go?
Well, I don't know. I'm too focused on the waffle part. I can't think about anything
What
else.
if we went back to the creation of the waffle?
And you figured that out. Okay.
There it is. Like, we're going to have to do a little research.
I'm just too afraid I would I'd trigger events of I stepped on something or we did this or we did that. And I've changed time forward from then on and I messed everything up.
Well, Nikki, everything you do is altering the time stream right now. Like, you're going to get up and you're going to go cupping. That's going to alter the time
later
stream.
Today, yes, it's altering it.
Because, I mean, like right now, if you would choose not to go cupping, then that also alters the time stream. Because then think of all the money you could save if you just let me vacuum your back instead.
Stop sounding weird. It just all sounds weird.
What?
It all sounds weird.
You're
the
going...
wonderful waffle, the that,
all right,
it just sounds weird.
Stop.
You're sounding weird.
I want to open a chain of waffle restaurants
And
based around
weird.
a fake German time machine.
Yes.
And you're telling me that's weird, but you're going to pay a stranger to put cups all over your back
That's
to suck
therapy.
blood to the skin?
That is therapy.
Really? Which one of us sounds weirder? The entrepreneur or the one that's out there like, could you put a cup on my back?
I don't know. You sound weird, too. I think that's why we're together in this room, because we both sound weird.
All right.
So I think I'm both worried.
You know, Nikki's open to alternative treatments. I'm looking at alternative history. Why?
You just want waffles.
I do want a waffle. I do. And you know what? I want to put Reese's peanut butter, Reese's Pieces and peanut butter and chocolate and whipped cream.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
I think it's just the right amount of loop